Alright, now the microphone is working. Damn it. Every time OBS updates, it does not recognize my microphone right away, and I always forget to check. But yes, hi, hello, it's me. We're actually live again, with art. I have been thinking about working on this piece the entire day. And then, let's just say it's 8 PM now. And I figured if I want to start, I kinda need something to keep me accountable, and I figured a stream might be just that. Especially since I kinda skipped last week's stream, and yesterday I was very, very tired. Like, I went for a 4-hour nap in the afternoon and didn't really leave bed again until after 6 PM. So I guess I needed the sleep. Yeah, exactly. What's a microphone? So, we are also listening to Kingdom Come Deliverance music because, well, there is no because, it's just I love the game, and I've been deep in the trenches, so do I pick up color from layer yet? Oh yeah, okay. When I transferred the sketch from the iPad to the PC, I decided to merge everything. So that may or may not have been a good idea. I don't know. I inexplicably woke up at 4 this morning, couldn't fall back asleep, so I got an early start today. Well, I know who woke me up at 4 in the morning and cried because he was oh so hungry. How are you going to do this? Best way. Maybe I should not have merged everything. Yeah, positively starving. Poor lad. Oh, okay. So, that's a fun thing about CSP, like the program I'm using. When you make a selection and you fill it, and then you move that thing, there's the tiniest little halo here that does not move. You gotta love that. So yeah, that should be roughly that. Huh, that's kinda interesting. Either circles work differently on the iPad, or that was not a proper circle. Interesting. Well, the difference is not really something I need to worry about. So let's lock the layer so you can do some texture work here. Well, this is perfect, because I just come in here to sit down and get back to my book. Finally managed to pop the bubble and I'm getting back to it. So I've been reading through the pre-edited chapters to refamiliarize myself with where I'm at, and can finally pick the pre-edits back up again. See, you're just reminding me. I have it in the title, but I do have this Pomodoro timer in OBS now, and I've been thinking about trying that. Like, you can't see the 00 for the start time there. Hi Lefty, how you doing? But I actually also need to start the timer, you know. So let's do that. Okay, are you going? Oh, yeah, that opened something. I forgot that. So, focus! Just got back from dinner, yay! The noms are good. Hopefully the noms were good. Ooh, hope the feeling of being full vanishes quickly. So... yeah, it is very easy to do, especially if the food is good. So I'm just trying to texture all those moons a little bit now and think about making them look like a sphere later. Oh, I heard about Korean barbecue and I've been wanting to try it eventually, but there's nothing like that in the area. Boo. It is a very happy little flute, indeed. Want to know what this happy little flute is part of? We got the webcam on here. Can you move? No, we can't move, but... there, that's the flute. That's playing. There was never a webcam. Oh gosh darn it. I think my keyboard's battery was empty. Whoops. Yeah, that coaster is amazing. I love it. Texture. Oh, that's too grainy. Coasters are from the old Gate Ribbon. I like them a lot, but they're not funny. I actually never heard of that game. Okay, let's... Oh, those are the coasters. They kind of look like stained glass. It just looks not cohesive enough. image. Like blood. I have a brush that is named Dust. But which one? Is it you? No. Not you either, okay. Found it. Because there's a bit like fog down here. What are you doing anyway? Is it like a blood moon or more like a planet thing? So, that's like a double lunar eclipse. I have no idea if that is scientifically a thing that can happen. But my world, like the world of my work in progress, does have two moons, and at the end high point of the first chapter, there is a lunar eclipse of both moons, which is not a good omen. Especially not since having both moons be full at the same time is like an occurrence that happens every 4-ish years. And every time that happens, there's like festival stuff happening, and then suddenly things get very red and dark. And people are nervous. Maybe we need to turn everything around. My thing is that a lot of the times I'm not that big of a fan of the texture that comes with a lot of the brushes. I don't know if it's physically possible, though I suppose if the planet is big enough to cast a shadow on both moons simultaneously, it could both moons simultaneously. Okay. It could work, okay. Chat jumped a bit. Oh yeah, no worries. I also, typo person. Sometimes I catch them, other times I'm like, now it's out in the world, who cares? Yeah, I just decided, hey, I'm going to have this. This is a fantasy world. The two moons are just going to be eclipsed at the same time. And people get Here's a fit because of that. Well, their problem, not mine. Yeah, I mean, I have people who are basically personified planets. I'm sure people will be kind of fine with that. It's like there are dragons in a lot of fantasy world, but you get hung up on whether a woman wears trousers or something, you know? I'm going with that. Baby says hello. Hello, baby. Yeah, my babies are currently sleeping. Nobody wake them. So let's lock this layer. So we might be able to get a bit more into the nitty-gritty here. Oh goodness, where was that brush the entire time? I think that might just be exactly what I needed to begin with. Oh well. Yes, people do share interesting sides of their character when they complain about things in shows. Oh, indeed, I really wanted an eclipse that would last 5 days in my world, but turns out can't do that without breaking every single law of planetary motion in physics. So that's one of the things I'm now rewriting. And change the eclipse to be more realistic. Because it is fiction, but I want it to be plausible, yeah, I understand that. So now let's duplicate the moons so we can blur one of those layers. Like a lot. and less opaque. Duplicate that once more on top and get an overlay. Yeah, no, it was fine, a bit less opaque. And now there's a bit of a glow. Why is that woman wearing pants? Why is this dwarf dark-skinned? Dukes can't be Asian. That sort of nonsense, yeah. As if people in our shapes and carriers haven't existed for like millennia. Yep. Soften some of this a little bit so it doesn't look that streaky. Yeah, I just think it's very telling when people say shit like that. Like, maybe it's time for some good old self-reflecting, yeah. Especially when we're talking about a fantasy world. Like, sky is the limit in fantasy, and even then, we might leave the planet. So... Or will we have those on different layers? Might be better on different layers. There. Told a colleague then when they complained to that Lord of the Rings show, Rings of Power was it, I think. And I was like, you know, the fact that it bothers you and the fact that it stands out to you should tell you something. Why does that knight have top surgery scars? That's not historically accurate. Boy, do I have some bad news for you for dragons. Break time. Break time. Well, made quite some progress in 25-ish minutes. The power of streaming, I tell you. I've been kind of debating on whether I should mute myself during the focus sessions or not. but I think for this stream in particular, it was just like, let's try it out, see if the whole Pomodoro thing works out. Like, I did test it off stream and everything, but yeah. Well, I'm staring at a paragraph with two moved right next to each other. I can't decide which one to change and what to. Well, depends on how they're moving. Could they sidestep, for example? Or are they pushing something elsewhere? Or pulling or something, you know? So, another thing that I've been kind of testing more and more, I kind of did that during game streams already, is also streaming in vertical format. Like, YouTube does allow an automatically cropped vertical format, and it always takes like the center part of the stream layout. So basically it shows like this piece, which is why I just pushed it over there. Just got rid of one of them, problem solved. Party, party. There, I can party too. I'm not even supposed to be editing this stuff right now, I'm just supposed to read through and catch up to where I am. But I see things and I want to fix them. I mean, now you've taken care of it, unless you totally get rid of that entire part later on, it's taken care of. You can basically delete it from your task list. I'm not good at leaving it alone either once I read it. Same. I am very slow to get back into stuff. Like, this is like my second, well, technically fourth if you take this to a year at drawings. Like the GB's piece that I'm working on this year. Like, I did more last year, and I feel real bad about that. I shouldn't, but I do. So, yeah, but tomorrow I do plan on really getting back into writing. Oop. Fix time again, fix time. I do see a problem with the Pomodoro timer. If I listen to Kingdom Come Deliverance music anyway, having the timer with also Kingdom Come Deliverance music at the same time, I'm not sure everybody will always notice that. Hey, face change. Oh. Okay. But yeah, I do plan on getting back to writing tomorrow and really getting in there. We'll see. if it's one of those the mind is willing but the flesh is weak moments. Honestly, the small things are usually fine. The big edits are the ones you need to make a night of and fix later. A bit of luck, it means once I read through a proper edits, these few chapters will be a bit faster. Just haven't played it sucks to the break times. I'm also hoping to write tomorrow. Yeah. Yes, we can all do the writing tomorrow. I'm in. But yeah, I've been reading through what I've written last year. Because that's how long I've not done anything on this work in progress. Shame. Shame. But yeah, there were a couple of things where I'm like, okay, we can probably get a bit more specific with certain things here, and then I got lost in trying to find names for stuff. And that was the entirety of the writing time I had set aside last week, and it amounted to exactly 19 words for the entire day. I am such a pro at this. So, what we might need to do is turn down the saturation. Yeah, no, there's no chorus there. much better. Ooh, well done indeed. Ooh, still looking for what to doodle or just references? So, making green and red work in the same piece, not easy. I think I'm close to where it works. I think making the green less saturated was the right call. Yeah, I'm looking for what to doodle. Okay. Any preferences? Didn't really have the mental space to think of something. Oh, yeah, that happens sometimes. Well, I'll be drawing a zombie fox later. Maybe you want to draw some foxes too? Making it without it becoming garish or Christmas is difficult, yeah. Which is why I opted more for a, like, pinkish, magenta-ish red here. At least it looks like that on my screen. When I look at the other screen where I have the preview of the stream, it looks a bit more reddish than magenta-ish, but it's fine. It's not bright red, Christmas tree red. Hi Queenie, how you doing today? I've never seen Photoshop look like this. It's not Photoshop, it's Clip Studio Paint. Because I personally am not a fan of Photoshop anymore. Still have a very old version of it, like CS6, right before they went Creative Cloud? Creative Cloud, I think it is. Yes, once I wanted to shop Painter Pro and I was like, no, that's not it. Yeah, no. Clip Studio Paint. It does say so, like, up here as well. Think about the fox though. Yes, draw fox. Do it. Yeah, no worries. No worries. Nobody can know every art program under the sun. That is not physically possible, I think. Because there are a lot of them. I got Adobe CC for free while I was in college. And got to be fond of PS. That has expired and I just object to the whole subscription thing. Just let me buy the software. Yeah. Like, when the Creative Cloud thing was new, I did try it for the, I think, month-long trial period. I don't remember. It's been like a decade since that was a thing. And then I opted to just stay with CS6 for the longest time, but now well, not just now. It's been a while since I noticed some discrepancies in the program, like, I think it has to do with how the drivers for the graphic tablet just continue to evolve and stuff, whereas, CS6 of Photoshop is just like stagnant and stuck in time. Stuck in a better time at that. So I do get a lot of it kind of looks like the brush engine isn't quite following it. I might pull it up during the next break just so I can show it, because I don't feel like I'm explaining it all that well. Just put all of these in the same folder. And that was too much. Let's blur that. I'm not a big fan of the subscription either, but I use Photoshop for my job, so it's normal, yeah. I mean, if your job decides to keep using it, you don't really have much of a choice, because there are workflows and everything in place, so... Like, you can't decide to use something else for private use, but if you already have access to it, why? Why would you? Let's be a bit sneaky. Change the aspect ratio a little bit. Just put that there. And maybe to be extra sneaky, and then so one of those work smart, not hard. Okay, we will do a little bit of texturing here. Oh, did that on the wrong layer.
When it seems you're out of luck, there's just one man who gives a fuck. A friend who'll never leave you stuck. Now who can that friend be? Henry, our hero Henry.
Hey PP, how you doing?
Reliable Henry, he gets the job done the best he can. Oh, oh, watch out, here we go. Oh, oh, I can't hear you in the back. When you want to string your lute and trumpet with your black drum, who will pull a sheep gut out through the creature's rectum? Oh, Henry, we thank you, Henry, the fellow who helps his fellow man. His fellow man, Henry, let's drink to Henry. He gets the job done the best he can. Yeah!
That cow had something to say. I love this song so much. Been sharing Hannah. Voyager, yay! Welcome to the cult, Hannah. She left Neelix. Can you believe that? I can't believe that. I mean, he's making hair pasta. That's probably the best pasta we've ever had. And Leona Roots do. Yeah, I found a bit of fun with the game that came out a couple days ago. But Medieval Bohemia still has a very strong hold on me. Also noticing so many season 1 episodes oversolved with some form of shoot it. Well, and I'm getting bust all over his shit, yep. Yep. We gotta love it. Sorry about that. Sorry again. No. Okay, now we do not have any evergreens here. Oh, I would say I do not have any good brushes for like branches or something where I can make a bush without leaves. Yeah, I don't think I have anything good for that, so we'll just rock that. Oh yeah, the game did get funding from the German government, and that is something where I'm like, I like paying taxes sometimes. It's one of those occasions where I'm like, okay, use my money. I'm for it. But in part, it's also because the publisher, like Daedalic, I think it was, is a German publisher. Okay, break time. I feel like I partially helped by visiting Munich. I mean, you paid for stuff there, and that had VAT in it, and VAT goes right back to the government, basically, so yes. All those coffees, yes, see? See, you specifically drank coffee so Janeway could have her coffee. It's all coming back together. Full circle, everything. I mean, I do have that. Whoop. Let's pull that over here on the second screen. There is. But where is it? No, that's not the one. Somewhere in here. I do have that coffee thing that does say there's coffee in a nebula. Yeah, the bridge makes itself. Ah, damn it. So the bot that I'm using mix it up. They always mix stuff up. And I do not know where I put it. What's this? It's not it. Can I just make that out of coffee as an overlay? In that case. I'm sure we can test that on Ko-fi. Stream alerts. Let's send a test alert. There's the GIF. Or GIF, I don't know. We're up to the first episode of the Janeway played Jane Austen horror. Well, I would say it's more like a Bronte Gothic thing than Jane Austen. I mean, it is more Victorian with her costuming and everything. But yeah, hey, also, I gotta say, the progress on this piece is astounding. I've gone really far with this in basically just an hour of me working on it. Oop. I always wondered if it was like Jane Eyre or something. Yeah, I mean, in Jane Eyre, it is basically Jane Eyre is a governess that is sort of seduced by Mr. Rochester. I mean, I have a lot to say about Jane Eyre and power dynamics and that story, but such a sunny outlook of somewhere out there is a rich uncle that when he dies will make me an heiress, and then I will be in power of my own destiny, rather than the abusive shit show that her sister wrote in Wuthering Heights. Yeah, the actual first wife of Mr. Rochester is locked in the attic because she went crazy, they say. She probably does have a mental disorder. And then Mr. Rochester wanted to focus time. But yeah, Mr. Rochester wanted to marry Jane Eyre, and that is when somebody came forward and said, hey, Mr. Rochester is already married and his wife is still alive. And then Jane Eyre runs away and kind of meets this whole priest person who then later turns out is a cousin of hers. Now I'm wondering if I should have a full cup of coffee. No, do it like me, have tea. Not been reading a lot recently. I've been in a bit of a slump, and I'm currently working my way out of it because I'm reading The Savior's Champion and The Savior's Sister at the same time. Since I've already read those books before, I know a lot of the plot twists already. So I figured let's try reading those two books at the same time. So whenever Tobias and Layla meet, I'm like, okay, need to stop this book, need to grab the other book to catch up. It's a lot of fun, actually. focus. Just on the third book of Sansi, I wanted to... Yeah, the uncle of Jane Eyre was the brother of the priest dudes and his sister or sisters. I'm not sure if they were two or just one. But was a sibling to their father and also to Jane Eyre's... was it her mother or her father? I'm not sure. Alright, BP, have fun. So, and the lawyer that is supposed to put the will into effect is trying to track down Jane and finds her with that priest dude who's then like, what do you mean? She is our cousin. Well, she was thinking like, oh no, Mr. Rochester found me. Oh no, oh no, oh no. And then she has like, surprise, family, yay! TSC and TSS simultaneously does seem fun. Yeah, it is. Like at first, Layla's part moves a bit faster, I feel, because she is very much in the action very early on, whereas Tobias is just, well, not necessarily eased in, but, yeah, I mean, Xavier's Champion is the first book, so readers kind of needed to be eased in a bit more too than with Layla's part in the companion novel, so I feel that. Surprise family, indeed. I wish I knew how to read. It's quite easy, actually. Depends on which kind of alphabet we are talking about. Because I gotta say, my, Asian characters, and there are several different alphabets, I know that. I'm not very fluent in them. I need a drag queen to come out and read for me, clearly. I mean, you could try some of those text-to-voice things and basically edit out loud. I mean, there's a service called exactly that, but you know. They're not the first ones to come up with the principle, they just got the naming rights and stuff. Let's put that back there. I did use those in college to read some of the stuff I had to. I just can't with the robot voice. Yeah, okay, they are sometimes a bit weird. Still better than the uncanny AI voices though, at least with the text-to-speech stuff, you know it's a robot. I just need to actually sit down with a book and a cup of warm something. I mean, you could also go the audiobook route, like just get audiobooks as such with proper narrators. done that too. That's how I read Ashes audiobook while reading the ebook, because I just can't just listen, then I tune out. Okay, yeah, I know some people do have problems focusing on an audiobook. I personally like to read them while I'm working on something. Like either cleaning the house or, well, apartment, it's not a house. Or while drawing or something. It does help to be kind of busy with my hands. But I think that's the ADHD talking. I also know that some other people are like getting too distracted by whatever they're doing and then don't focus on the text anymore. So, different strokes for different folks. Duplicate this one, put that on top of here. Whoop. Well, what I've found a lot of the times too is when I've just gotten off a really, really good book, it can go two ways. Either I'm excited to just get into the next book, have a new story to explore because I'm so in the flow of reading, or I'm like, but what if the next book isn't as good? So, oh yeah, I wanted some more plants, like long stalky kind of plants down here. Preferably not looking as copy pasted. Oh, I'm also on the wrong layer. I might have to go through later and just get some color variation in there. So let's get to the fox. So, I do not have all his details in my head, so reference it is. Oh, see? I cut off the wrong ear. think whoops, I think I want the spine to be more like this, so I need to angle the rib cage a bit better. Yeah, I think that puts some better into the halo of that moon. Okay, that means break time. Yeah, look at me going on break. I'm doing very, very well with that. No. There we go. Yeah, I probably should. I mean, that was the last session too, so... That was me basically testing the Pomodoro timer for today. Yeah, I still kind of need to figure out if I just kind of want to go fully mute during focus times, but that is also 25 minutes of, you know, no talking. And then the other question is, do I leave the music on for others or not? Are people okay with my music? That kind of stuff is always a bit nerve-wracking. Thanks. Yeah, I decided to just go with the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 soundtrack because I have 430 tracks and I kinda need to listen to them at some point. Can't just hoard all the music all the time. It's the extended edition of the soundtrack, so that is not me just... yeah. Yeah, the other thing is I do kind of want to turn this into writing streams at times too. So at that point I would definitely mute everything because I want to concentrate on words. I can't concentrate on words when I'm talking or also listening to music that has words in it. But yeah, for drawing it's different. I mean, the timer is always on the screen, so I guess if somebody really wants to have everything muted, they could just turn off the volume, so... But yeah, that might warrant some more experimentation in the future. Yeah, exactly, they're different. Yeah, I'm quite happy with how far I've gotten in basically 90-ish minutes of this drawing. Still need to put my zombie fox in there, color him, and then make sure everything is cohesive color-wise, but looking good so far. But yeah, I mean, instrumental isn't really a genre, I guess. There, look, the brain gremlins. We're defeated. Yeah, I do prefer instrumental music most of the time. Sometimes I need something with a bit more pep, and that's usually when the lyrics come in, but while I'm creating, I kind of prefer instrumental music. And currently, I'm very attached to this game and its soundtrack, so I'm making everybody else suffer as well. And yeah, you're doodling, that's awesome. And yeah, who cares if you're using a reference? You're doodling, that's what counts. But yeah, it's a shorter stream for today, because it's getting late and I'm getting tired. Again, the cats were very... Oh no, the suffering, yeah, I'm inflicting it on all of you. And I am not sorry at all. But also, there are a couple of pieces of music in here where I'm like... Out of all the 430 tracks that are on this album, it actually played some of the tracks that are like, oh yeah, we made Daddy proud. Yeah, because in the game, you play as Henry. He is the son of a blacksmith, and he learned the craft while growing up. And then in the first game, very much end of prologue is the village he grew up in gets razed to the ground by an enemy army, and he just barely makes it out, but sees his parents getting killed, and he vows revenge. Like, it's not a very original plot in that sense, but, you know, it works. Why fix something when it's not broken, you know? And, during the first game, you kinda don't do a whole lot with the whole blacksmithing thing, because they didn't add the minigame to actually forge stuff. But in the second game, oh, I can forge so many swords, so many axes. It's a lot of fun. Oh, and so many horseshoes. Oh, I forged so many horseshoes. So in... yeah, exactly. Tired but effective. And I mean, it was the first game for the studio. So, like, do something kind of familiar with the story and focus on other things is totally acceptable to me. And the twist kind of is that at the end of the first game, you have neither gotten back the sword that got lost during the raid on that village, nor have you killed the person that killed your parents. So, we all knew there was a second game coming. And in the second game, everything gets kind of grander, and you're getting out of your home region from the first game, going to Trotsky and to Kutna, and in Kutna you actually, with the DLC, Legacy of the Forge, you can join the Blacksmith Guild in there, and fulfill an old dream of your father's to repair the astronomical clock in Kutna, which is not there anymore in today's time, which is sad. But yeah, you basically repair that clock, and when it finally works again, it's this whole thing where I'm like, oh, we made Daddy proud. Yeah, there's a lot of twists and turns along the way, because spoiler, very much spoiler, turns out you're not the blacksmith's son. You're the local lord's bastard. And in the second game, there are 2 perks you can unlock as you level up. One is basically your blacksmith father's heritage, and the other one is your lord father's heritage. And I'm like, not the game making me choose between my two dads. There are a lot of dialect tidbits also with, yeah, I have two fathers. And I'm like, saying that out loud in medieval Bohemia, I'm not sure how smart that is, but also, it is kind of true. The one who raised you and the one who had 5 minutes of actual work, if at all. Or whomst. Yeah, I still love the game though, like both games. I mean, the best part about both games together is in the first game you get gifted a horse, because you're going along to investigate a slaughter at a stud farm, and like the text for the horse basically says it's like an old nag, barely functions as a horse, and I never sold her. Pebbles was always there. And in the second game, you basically also start on Pebbles, and later in the game, because she is kind of miserable in order to get back after an ambush, you're basically gifted another horse, but you can choose if you keep Pebbles or not, if you already have Pebbles. And I'm like, no, I'm keeping her. I've ridden her all over the region, and as you ride her for a certain amount of kilometers, she basically levels up and becomes like this super buff horse. She's amazing. Yeah. I very much like riding through the Bohemian landscape with my polygon horse and polygon dog at my side. Yeah, and the music in the game is amazing. But yeah, end of stream. This is kind of a theme for me, I think, that when end of stream comes, I get yappy. So let's just go over to ending, so the yapping is contained at some point. So yeah, thanks for joining me for this very impromptu and shorter stream. It's still kind of 2 hours, so yeah. Honestly, that became my favorite bit in Witcher 3 at some point, just riding around on roads. Yeah, same. And frankly, after I finished Witcher 3 and also the DLCs, because I got the Game of the Year version of Witcher 3 at the time, I was like, I need something gaming-wise that is similar to Witcher 3. And a lot of people in forums and everywhere were like, hey, there is this Czech game, Kingdom Come Deliverance, that is very similar to Witcher 3. Let me tell you. Other than it's Slavic influenced in terms of Witcher, for Kingdom Come Deliverance, it is set in Bohemia, 1403. And the fact that both are RPGs, there is not a whole lot that is actually the same. So people were very wrong about that, but it made me play the game. So it's fine. Yeah, ending stream. Look at me yapping away again. So yeah, thanks for coming, and I think next week will be a normal Friday stream again. Yeah, they were liars. But I also discovered 2 of the most amazing games that way, so yeah. I'll take it. It's fine. Alright then, see you again around or next week on stream. Bye bye.